Hi, would you like to see our new sewing space? Come through, I've got lots to show you. If you've been following us in the last couple of months, you'll know we've been very busily converting our garage, that once was our garage on our property, to this amazing new sewing space, warehouse, studio, packing room, and also sort of split in half. The other half is man cave, maybe people cave, gender neutral cave. That sounds better. I actually wanted to come up with this whole like kind of nice space, like a speakeasy 1920s room. So I'm going to talk you through that in a moment. But first of all, I want to show you our amazing new sewing area. And I just absolutely love everything we've done. It's been such a long while. Most of you will know my husband, Joe, is a train driver, but he used to be a concreter many years ago for about 20 odd years. In the past, he picked a lot of skills up in the building trade and also a bit of carpentry. He's basically a jack of all trades. So when we came up with the whole idea to convert this space, he came up with a vision of actually fitting out the garage, which was the ColourBond steel garage. In total size, it's about 12 metres by 7.5. So we wanted to fit it all out. So basically he built the frame, did the plastering, which I have to say I'm quite proud. I helped with a lot of that and I learned a lot about plastering, and oh boy, I wouldn't like to be doing that for a job either. Then we painted it, we had the flooring done, the electrical work, and it's just come up to be this amazing space. So let me talk you through all of our favourite things that we've collected over the years. I'll take you through a bit of our stock that we have, our sewing area as well. So I hope you can join me. Now I'm going to put a bit of footage at the start showing you kind of how we've worked through this space. We basically started about a year ago. Once we got into the actual physical like building and plastering, that kind of thing, that would be about the start of the year. We had a resident bird nesting in here, so hubby was not going to start on this conversion until the bird had flown away. And so once that bird moved on, I don't know where it's gone now, but it won't like what we've done here. Once it moved on, we started, the plastering, the painting, and we worked on that. And I think that was around about March. So we actually physically moved in here in about May. So we've been in here a couple of months now, and it's just the most amazing space. Working hard?
Sort of.
Wow, it's coming along nicely. Hi everyone, it's Kristen here. I've been very busy in the last week and a half preparing our studio. So I'm going to give you a quick update of what's been happening there. We're up to the stage where we have just had the flooring done. We're getting all our shelving ready and about to bring in our cutting tables and all of our stock. So I'll show you what we're up to. So this is the entry. We've got the man cave part here. And we are just in the process of putting our shelving together. Got quite a bit of work to do because this wall has to be wallpapered. Skirting boards to put around all the edges. And all of this is going to be our sewing desk, computer area. Then we're going to have shelving right around the perimeter of the room, right to here. And then we're going to have our A0 printer, another big packing table here for Sam. This is going to be my cutting table, so quite a bit of work to do yet. We have new flooring. How beautiful is this flooring? Oh, so gorgeous. got the wood grain vinyl plank flooring and it looks gorgeous. This colour on the walls is a Dulux colour called Gentle Kiss, and I really love the blush pink. Some wallpaper on this section here and a really lovely little timber ledge. So my chair's going to go here. Have a little side table. It's going to be a nice little filming area. Day 2, we have just spent all of yesterday getting half our shelving in and our patterns, and Phoebe is busily organising the patterns. We've got lots of labels to sort out. I'm going to spend the rest of the day bringing our fabric over, although we haven't got the shelving for the fabric yet. That will be coming next week, so we'll be trying to get it in here at least so we can operate our shop. So this is our studio. Now, this is the man cave, so this is not quite done yet. So this is going to be another couple of weeks away. But so far, we've bought all of our labels. Phoebe's been busy putting those together. Patterns have to be sorted out. Hi, Phoebe. She's over here organising patterns. And we've got to get the cutting table, the top cut to fit, as well as get our self-healing mat that we will use for cutting. We've got to have some shelving underneath that. So all the rest of the shelving for the fabrics is going to go all around these walls. And we're going to have some mobile shelving as well on wheels, which will be great. So we've got a lot of cleaning up still to do in here. And also our A0 printer, our office area has to be built, some desks around this side here. So finally, after, having a house full, still got a house full of kids, only one's moved out, but I never actually had a designated sewing area. I was always either sewing at the kitchen table or in the lounge room at a desk. And yeah, it's just so nice to have a dedicated space. And it's amazing to see when we get in here and start crafting and sewing, people gravitate here. Isn't it funny? You try and get rid of them, they keep coming back. But now it's become a good crafting space because not only do we get sewing done here, Phoebe has her miniatures that she does painting with. Lily comes in and does crocheting as well. So it's really nice for that. So I want to talk you through some things I've collected over the years. So I'm going to talk you through everything we use to fit this area out. So if I can put links to anything that I remember, I will do that because a lot of you will be asking where I got things from. First of all, the first thing I wanted to get, I've always wanted one of these, and this is my Mannequin, size 16 Mannequin, and this is such a beautifully made mannequin. It's from JK Trading, and I think they're a Queensland company, and I love this one because it's on wheels as well, so you can wheel it around. It's got a really nice sturdy base, so quite heavy, and I chose a size 16, and I love her. I don't have a name for her, she's just my mannequin, but after having one of those wonky mannequins that used to fall apart, it was meant to be adjustable. I think I bought it from Spotlight years ago, and it was just a piece of junk. And I'm so happy to be rid of that because I love her. I think she just looks beautiful even just on her own here. So that is from JK Trading. So everything we have that I can show you here, we've bought ourselves. I don't think we've had anything gifted. We just want to support small businesses, and we try and find unique Australian-owned businesses when we can, but we really love. Also had people ask me about this chair. Now it's quite sunny here at the moment, and I'm wearing my new Espelette dress from Cosette. So I hope the sun's not too glary, but this chair I bought from Adairs, and I think it's gorgeous. It's like a tub-style chair, and it's a really nice boucle. And you know what? For years, I've always wanted a fabric chair, but could never have one because my cats are important parts of my life and I love them, but they do like scratching and using things as scratching posts. So I could never have a fabric chair. So I thought, because there's no animals in here at all, we're not allowing them in this room, so there's no scratching happening, that I can keep it really nice. And I love filming in this. And this is another a cushion. I think she's beautiful as well. It's a pink peacock, and that's from Adairs as well. And Adairs not only have online, but you can go in their stores as well here in Australia. Now, when we wanted to come up with a concept for this space, we had a bit of a colour scheme in mind, and Phoebe and I both love our greens. I think green is both our favourite colour. And I wanted to find something really different, so not just floral. And I really love the tiger in this. I just think it's a gorgeous print. Now, this is from Milton and King. It's Australian owned and I think printed in Australia, designed in Australia, the wallpaper. It's not cheap, but we thought because we were going for just a small section of wallpaper, we thought we could splash out and put it here as a little kind of a little cutout. Now, this opening, I really wanted to let the light through to our sewing area and let as much natural daylight, because we do have, I'm going to show you a little bit, we've got a lot of work to do with landscaping at the back, because this is our old chicken pen area. This is where the dahlias are all getting pulled up, and we've got to do a bit of landscaping, but we wanted to have, with all the natural daylight coming in here into our office and sewing area, we thought we'd cut that piece out. Hubby did a nice little timber little ledge there. We've put some plants. But I really love this wallpaper. It's really gorgeous. Now, not all the plants are real. I've got a few that aren't real and a few that are real. So that way I can kind of keep on top of looking after them. And the ones that are real, I have found these great little watering devices, little dolphins, and you pour the water in the little receptacle there, and it comes out really slowly. I'll pour that so I can show you. It's got this nice little ceramic base there, and the plant just draws out what it needs, and that way you don't kill your plants, they actually survive. So I've got some plants there. This is actually Phoebe's little pottery head that she got years ago. And the sewing machine, the Singer sewing machine, I did speak a little bit about on the previous vlog, and it was purchased from an antique store, which is about probably 15-minute drive from us, called Turin, years ago. They don't have it there anymore. But I was driving to work one day and I saw this little Singer sewing machine in a window. So I would have been about 18 or 19 back then. But the house we were building was had a quite old-fashioned Federation style, and I thought the Singer sewing machine would look perfect. So it was actually just ornamental, and I didn't realise how much it would influence my future, having this sewing machine, and what it would mean to my life as in my older years, getting into sewing and having this amazing business. So isn't it funny how things just happen and you just are drawn to something and you don't know why? Did dabble in sewing my whole life since I was a teenager, but wasn't really till my 40s that I picked it up sewing my own wardrobe. We just use it for our plants. It's all ornamental, little drawers work. I don't actually sew with it or anything, but it's a really nice little focal point. And I love my sewing books here. I've got some sewing inspiration that Esme Young from the Great British Sewing Bee. That's a really great read. Definitely worth looking at. What an amazing lady and an amazing life she's had. A real trailblazer. Just some amazing stories. She was just in the thick of it, in amongst everything, and especially in the 70s, and a lot of talk about who she sort of mingled with and what got into sewing and the incredible sewing label that they had. So that is a good read. And we've got the Madame Vigal book as well. I haven't finished that one. It's quite a big read and I must get back into that. But that was a gift for my 50th birthday. And then we've got a favourite sewing book. This is full of great hints and tips from Barbara Amodi, and she's a fabulous Canadian sewing person that has got plenty of books. She actually taught here in a lot of TAFEs in Australia, I think back in the 80s as well. And she's been on a lot of podcasts over the years, and that's what got me into getting this book. But really funny, hilarious book to read as well. So not just your average sewing guide. We've got the Tilling the Button Stretch book, which I'm sure most of you will have that book. That's full of patterns as well and talks about sewing with knit fabrics. And this is Thread Folk, and we bought this a few years back. Phoebe's the one that's generally into her embroidery and cross stitch and that kind of thing, but that's got some beautiful, beautiful patterns, and it's got some really lovely embroidery and some techniques in there too. So they're all my sewing books. Come around here, we're going to take you into our sewing space. Now this is where Phoebe does all of her postage. You all know Phoebe.
This is my postage /craft zone. I've got my scales and my computer set up here. Yeah, I really like doing custom PC setups. And I went with a very different theme for my personal one, which is all green and brown and like woodland looking. I wanted to do something really different for in here, so we went for a cute pink scheme. And so I've got a cool little keyboard from Acco. It's mechanical, so it's really
She likes
noisy.
a clacky clack.
It's really noisy, but I like it that way, and it's good feedback. It's very textural. I got it from, you can get it from a lot of PC places. I think I got this from Centrecom. The screen as well, which I managed to get on sale, and it is a gaming screen, but I wanted a pink one, so be it.
And I like how she has a little Labubu sitting here.
Yeah, I got them before people were punching each other in the face and paying hundreds of dollars for them. I saw it for like $15 and I thought it was funny. I didn't realise they'd become a phenomenon. This is also my zone where I paint all my miniatures, specifically ones from the Warhammer 40,000 series. And, I've got a few little bits and pieces in my drawer where I keep all my paints and accessories and all that. I like keeping it all organised. These are the IKEA Alex drawers you see everywhere. Because honestly, they're just pretty practical. More paints and stuff. I don't know, a lot of people use them in like makeup and that, and I was like, oh, they probably work pretty well as like craft supply drawers. I have a little collection of books here, mostly to do with craft stuff and fashion. But my personal favourite ones, I have a bunch of these ones from a Japanese craft brand called Aronzo, and they're really weird and funny. And they have all these little felt patterns for these characters and little backstories for them. And some of them are very strange and very funny and a little bit scary, but in a cute way. So I've collected a bunch of those. I collect them all secondhand, which is also pretty cool. Got my little Lego orchid, which used to be in my room, but I thought it would suit out here quite nicely. And now I kind of want the cherry blossom tree as well. It looks kind of natural from a distance. And a little picture here I got as a present from my sister when she visited Liverpool last year. And she thought that would be a good gift for me, as well as a funny little embroidered patch I have made of a kind of niche Hamtaro character. I need to decorate this a bit more, but I'm just slowly adding to it.
Pride and Prejudice.
It's got a funny cat of the month every month. Kmart plants. This is a real one. This one here.
And I love that little pot. It's nice too. I thought that was a really good little match for our studio.
I like cute things and scary things, and you can kind of see the combination in my little corner.
We can talk about the chair too, our Temple and Webster chair. Now, I have to say, I love this chair. The pink is amazing. The first one we got was a bit faulty and it leaned forward and there was something wrong with it, but they were really good to to send a replacement really quickly when we reached out to them, so that was great. Phoebe's got the same one in her bedroom in tan and it's been no problem at all, but this one's fine. So yeah, I love having a pink computer chair. It's pretty snazzy. But yeah, it's just funny, we just got a dodgy one at the start, but it seems to be all good now. And the wheels we actually got, we replaced our wheels and we find these much better on the floorboards. They're a bit bigger. I can't remember. I'll put the name of the place we got those, but they were easy to replace. Desky, that's it. All the pegboards were from Bunnings. They're actually ones that people use for their garage, but we don't care. We thought they were kind of match the theme with the black, and they've got all little interchangeable shelves. And we've got all the pegboard with all of our Pigeon Wishes buttons here, our Sew Line products. We've got matchy buttons. All of our French buttons are stored here. We know how much you guys love all of those.
My many hours labelling them.
Phoebe loves her pink P-Touch label. Now these caddies, I purchased a couple of these for, you can see I'm not really one of those hugely super duper neat organised people. I just like caddies. I can throw everything in and grab it out. And I know that drawers are really, they look all aesthetically beautiful, but they don't stay that way. And I find a caddy is much simpler. And these are great because they rotate as well. So they were from the stationery section in Kmart, just bamboo caddies that revolve, and I've got 2 of those. My sewing setup, I actually have a couple of other machines I don't have out here. We've got an old Janome, which was a basic machine, which was what got me started on sewing again. maybe 15 years ago, but don't use it. But especially now I've got my new Benina. I forgot to mention too, our lights. We have these really fabulous lights that were from Bunnings as well, and you can tap them for brightness, which are really practical because they just go onto the bench. They with a little vice grip there. We've got one on either side of our benches. Now Joe custom built all these benches. How lucky am I? With just the melamine, and it's coming on now, and the timber edging, and we've got the IKEA drawers there. You'll see that I've got all my Rosant threads in there, not very neat. I know that when people show run-throughs of their sewing spaces, they're all so immaculately neat. Well, I'm kind of not one of those super neat people. I wish I was. But I do have my Benina. They call this the Barbie wardrobe, and I think I spoke about that when I showed you guys my my Benina bobbins are great there, and all the feet, and you can really collect all the bits and pieces. The machine itself is just incredible, and I just feel so lucky to own it after many years of having basic entry-level machines. The reason I chose this machine, because when I went to Shepparton Sewing Centre, I chose to go there because I wanted to feel the machines. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to get the Pfaff, a Janome or a Benina, and I got to try all of them out. And my old Pfaff here is the relic I was sewing on a few years back, and I absolutely love this machine. It is a 1969 Pfaff 1222. It was kind of a bit revolutionary because I had a built-in walking foot. So after sewing on that, I could never go without having that the LDT or built-in kind of walking foot. So I spoke to the owner down there, and he said that you would love the Benina because that model and up have this built-in walking foot. The lower models don't. And a lot of the other high-end machines, I think there was a Pfaff I was looking at, and there was a Brother, and they didn't have that kind of walking foot built in. So I just thought straight away, after sewing on that for so many years, the old trusty industrial like machine, I wanted the similar feature with the foot, and I'm so thrilled I did. So you can actually take it off quite easily, but I leave it on all the time. I don't really take it off for any sewing, but it's just a fabulous machine. Of course, you can look up that machine. The Calf Facet Edition, I love how it's got all the floral on. I thought it really fitted, especially with the dahlia on there. I thought I had to get this one, but I was really thrilled. You can appreciate, as I say, a base level machine and moving up into something like this. It's like a dream to sew with, so love it. And of course, my Baby Lock Acclaim. Oh my goodness, what an easy machine to sew with. It's an air thread machine, and I would highly recommend, if you're thinking about getting a Baby Lock machine at all, go and check out Megan from Sew and Tell Australia. She does the most incredible run through. When I first got my machine, I looked at her tutorial and just followed it from start to finish. And sometimes I refer back to it because she takes you through all the functions with the feet and all the different features that it does. But to have air threading for all the threads, literally in minutes you can change your threads over. And for many years, of course, getting the magnifying glasses out and the tweezers and having, being in tears, not being able to thread your overlock up, this thing is just incredible. So one day I would like to get the Baby Lock cover stitch. I don't know if I'll use it an awful lot, but it could be something to think about in the future, but love that. So yeah, talking about my old Pfaff, I actually bought that on Gumtree, or like a trading post, a few years back, and it came with all the instructions original. We had to get our local sewing machine repairman to give it a good once over, and he said it was in great condition, so he serviced it for me, and it's still really beautiful to sew with, and it runs really lovely. And the other one I have here is a vintage Pfaff Tipper-Matic 1027. That works beautifully as well, and it was, I think, an early 80s model. It could be 1981. And that was from a deceased estate, and we actually bought that on Gumtree, I think, as well, or Facebook Marketplace. And the gentleman that was sewing it had his dearly departed mum's, all of her sewing stuff there. So he gave me a lot of her bits and bobs, and it was actually quite sort of sad going through, all this lady's belongings and things that she collected over the years. And I thought, well, at least, they're getting put to good use, and the machine works really lovely. It's a really cute little light Pfaff machine. Those machines were really coveted at the time, and from looking at a lot of reviews, people still love the old Pfaff. The old ones That one, it says it was built in West Germany. Just got an IKEA ring light that I use for my light, and that's pretty easy. It can be used as, to use for filming, but I use it for sewing as well. And then the pegboard up here, we've got some bits and pieces I've collected over the years, some funny little bits and pieces. We've got the sewing machine clock, which a lot of you commented that the pendulum was annoying in the video, so I took it off, and actually it keeps time way better with it off. A friend of my husband's, another train driver, was over in Western Australia many years ago now, and he actually saw that and messaged me and said, would you like me to grab it? Do you want to buy it? I'm like, yep, I'll give you some money because I really want that. I've never seen one of those before, little sewing machine clocks. So I don't know where he bought it, but I think there are places that sell these type of novelty clocks online still. The poster, sewing because murder is wrong. Well, that still resonates with us all, doesn't it? We've got some little pots here. My daughter Charlotte's boyfriend Drew bought that for me, and we've got that plant is real. It's doing quite well, the little self-waterer. Now, I love Barbies. I've collected them for many years, but I had a lot in my collection. Of course, ended up giving them to the girls when they were little, and a lot of them ended up going missing. We kept a couple of the old ones, but I always wanted to have these collectible ones when they came out, especially I'm a huge Genie fan. The I Dream of Genie one I think is my favourite. Love her. And then we've got the Grease team here with Sandy, huge Olivia Newton-John fan, and we've got Rizzo and Frenchie there. And then we've got the vintage Barbie on the end there. So I've always wanted to have a spot to put my collectible Barbies. The logo, the plaque, my cousin, her husband does a lot of the 3D printing and plaque making, and she does baby names and that kind of thing for doors. But this logo is going to be changing soon. We've got a wonderful friend of Phoebe's who is a graphic designer, and she is coming up with a brand new logo for us because we just made that logo on Canva when we first started the store, and it was sort of whipped together really quickly, and it was just something we came up with. And although I love the lady on the swing, the 1920s lady, I am really excited to have a logo that's been designed especially for us with this amazing graphic designer's details. You're going to love it. The little sewing machine ornament was another gift from a friend years ago. And what else we've got? The little, of course, you'll see the cards everywhere. They're from previous cards from our boxes. I'll just keep a few here and there that I love. So that's my sewing area. And what else have I got down here? We've got a little trinket tray, which I think that's really cute. I love Frida Kahlo. We've got our cat tin here full of bibs and bobs and buttons and leftover elastic and that kind of thing. I love Wonder Clips. They're probably my most used sewing item. And some pins, a magnetic tray, hand cream that I haven't used, and we've got another one of the caddies here. We've got some rotary cutters. These are the Taylor Seville unpickers are great as well. So that's the sewing area. I've also got a really great little nifty device from Bunnings. This click, it's actually got it's got a power outlet and some USB outlets, but the top of it is a magnetic little phone charger, which is really handy to have on the desk as well. What else have we got? So drawers, we've got overlocking thread. I've got the Somo butter cookies tin that I haven't opened yet. I love that collectible. We do sell them in the shop, and it's full of goodies, and the needles. So if you haven't seen the Somo butter cookie tin, you need to get one, because we all know how disappointed we were as children when we went and opened our grandma's tins up and there was no biscuits in there. But now we'd be more excited for sewing things. So these have got all kinds of sewing goodies, pins and needles. Really lovely gift idea. So I have not even delved into that yet, but I was one of the first people to grab one when it came in stock. So that's our Somo tin. All my sewing instruction manuals and some of the old Faff Tipomatic machine instructions, which I love looking through these old instructions. So, of course, we have our new Metla cabinet, the Metrocene Sew-All thread. I was really excited to get these in stock. So we are trying to colour match new fabrics that come in as we go. We'll put a little link to the colour. My daughter Eliza helped me with organising the online PDF for you to all have a look at downloading. It might be easier that way. So that is the Metrocene thread, and it's a really good sew all thread. They're little rosy cheeks labels, which are really popular labels. They come all the way from the UK, and love seeing those on the board there. Of course, our A0 printer. We've got our Canon printer. We do all A0 printing for our customers. So if you're looking at PDF and you're wanting someone to print, we can do that for you. Every time we print, it comes in a special reusable cardboard envelope. So we've got many happy printing customers. We're going to talk a little bit about our stock. I'll just give you a bit of a run through. We've got Taco magazine from Finland. We have Lane magazines. We've got Fibre Mood. We've got some knitting books there. We have some pattern trace swatch books. We're going to try and get more pattern trace goodies in the future, especially the tracing paper, because it's very popular. We also have the Rosy Cheeks labels storage folders. We've got the Somo stock there, Sarah Hart. Like, these are all our bits and bobs and our bindings and elastic bindings. We also have stitch stoppers, which come from Canada, and they're called Fox and Pine. I think they're really cute. So this is our packing and wrapping and cutting area, and this is where we keep all of our fabric and patterns. This is where Sam does a lot of his packing here. We've got a little trolley. We've tried to make it as HR friendly and user friendly as possible, so there's no whinging for these kids, because it's really important to have everything in reach. And these tables were old tables from our house that we had when our kids were little. We went from a square table, which we didn't like, and then maybe 10 years later got a long table that was a dining table. We ended up keeping these because we knew we'd find use for them one day, and we certainly have, because although it takes a lot of space up in the studio, it's so handy when you're packing boxes each month to have all this table space. So patterns, we've got a lot of physical patterns. You'll see here, I'll move this ladder, from all around the globe. Phoebe had actually done labels for them to match in their own font, or their own logos, which is great. So Talia Jupe, Cashmere, Charcuterie, Chalk and Notch, Closet Core. We've got Coralie Bijason. Then we've got back down here to Cuzette, Dorada Davies, Experimental Space. Emporia Patterns is one of our newer pattern companies, selling really well. Friday Pattern Company, Lise Taylor, Grainline. We've got Liesl & Co. We've got Love Notions. Back down to the start, we've got Mason Fauve. These patterns are so beautifully made, the covers especially. Then we've got Megan Nielsen, Merchant and Mills. And back up to the top here, Paper Cut Patterns, Seasons of East, So Different, So House 7, So Liberated, So to Grow, Sophie Hines, Tilly and the Buttons. We've got True Bias, Wardrobe by Me, and we have Jessica Long embroidery kits. In a bigger box, we have the Assembly Line, Pattern Fantastic, and Style Arc, Tazuti, and I think that's it. I think we've got we've got the biggest physical paper pattern library in Australia and New Zealand. So how good's that? We try and make sure we get anything new that comes in, because we just like to make sure we're keeping everybody happy. With our storage, of course, all these tubs are from Kmart. Up the top here, we've got a lot of our wool and a few of our other bits and pieces. I'll just get you the pan up there. We've got these beautiful felt baskets that we got from Kmart. There's the red, the lilac, and the green. And we thought they were really cute and great practical for storing things. And a lot of these little plastic milk crate style containers were from Kmart, and they're collapsible. So yeah, we love going into Kmart and going through all their storage ideas, because they have the best storage options. Of course, I forgot to mention my prints I've been collecting. I love prints, and every time I go into TK Maxx, hubby's like, oh, what did you come out with now? And I've got all of these over the last few years, especially for our sewing space from TK Maxx. because we just, we thought they matched really nicely. And we love these little twirly things. These are Sarah Hart's as well, really popular labels that we stock. Now this is where I do all my cutting, and this is where all our fabrics are. And of course, we've just got right through till sort of new season, so the shelves are looking a little bit barer than usual. We'll be getting a lot of new stock September, October. There's so many new seasons ranges coming out. So this is where I do all my cutting, and I got this ginormous cutting mat from JK Trading as well. It's a self-healing mat, and it is just fabulous to cut orders on or to sew with and spread your patterns out. These are also fabulous. I read somewhere on Instagram shared a reel of them using door stoppers, the long door stops that you buy from Woolies or Coles, and you use them as pattern weights. And I just thought that was fantastic because I've got little pattern weights, but I think the long ones are great for spreading out a whole long sheet there if you're doing some cutting or tracing. So great idea. So we've got everything set up. We've got the knits down the back there, the back wall up the top. We've got Miss Moresby's. We've got her beautiful linen range. Then we've got some more linens at the top. We've got a little bit of Liberty left, not too much. But the centre rack is all Fabric Godmother. We have Lise Taylor from France, dahliasewciety from Belgium, Madame Iris from France as well. We've got Eglantine at Zoe. We've got some canvases down the back there, some Dashwood Studios, My Dress made from France. We wanted a long mirror, a full-length mirror, and this is just from TK Maxx from memory as well. And it wasn't expensive, but it's a nice sturdy one. So coming around the corner, we've got all our Cousette fabrics and some jacquards and denims. One little space that we really do love, we're getting a lot of use out of, is our little ironing section. This, we have our hardware section here for all our bags and labels, and we do have some more bindings down the back that we've done on pegboards as well. And another picture here from TK Maxx. You can see I love the tigers. So this is a little portable ironing station. You can actually just wheel it out, and you can actually tilt it up and down. Now, this actually tilts upright as well, so if you want to steam everything upright. And the ironing station was actually from, I think I got it online from Myer. It's a Philips ironing station. They had, it was like $200 off when I bought it, so it was a really good time to buy. But it is so practical for pressing if you don't want to be getting lugging out a huge ironing board, and really good for space saving as well. So you can use it as a steamer or as an iron. But yeah, that's a really good little spot there where we keep our ironing goodies. The curtains are all sort of velvet. They're from Temple and Webster online. We just got the eyelet blockouts, and we just got the rods, like a brass kind of brushed. Yeah, these were all online. And the little tie backs that we added were from Restorations online, and I really like those because they're really handy to pop the drapes behind instead of using tie backs. And these little key ring holders are great too. I've got the little leopard one, it matches really cute. So this is where we're entering the man cave, which we don't call a man cave. I think it's just our retreat room, we're calling it, aren't we? So coming through here, we've got these sliding doors that separate, which is great because you can actually block the noise out totally. So if I want to come in here and shut the curtains across, but if I don't, I can push them right back, so it's really handy. Now this is our pool table that we've had for 20-ish years. It's always been in the house, and you'll know that it's been in the house because you would have seen me sewing on it before, because it's usually covered up with boards and protectors, and that's what I used to cut everything on. So it's got its own home in here now, and we found this incredible light fitting on sale. It was missing some circles, some brass circles. You'll see there's a few missing, and I think it was something like $250, and it was like $900, so it was such a good bargain, we couldn't let it go. We love the warm lighting in it. I think it looks really gorgeous in here. So yeah, we just thought we needed to have a proper kind of pool table light to set the room off, and it's amazing now that we've got it in its own space. It's getting used. You'll see behind me there is a huge mural. There's another story about this because it's the same company that we got our other wallpaper. If you pan out, and you'll see where our other room is behind here. the Milton and King wallpaper. We got this mural. Now, hubby actually chose this. He loved this so much, and we thought, why not? We'll do a big feature wall, and we really love how it came up. It's such a talking point. Everyone that comes in is just like, wow, it's just incredible. But sort of still cozy looking. We felt like we wanted this room to be sort of take an essence of maybe a 1920s speakeasy little bar retreat, relaxation room, and we wanted the green to really be predominant as well. And that green is a porter's paint called Timberline. And the wallpaper, from Milton King was actually done in panels. So it was interesting. My husband and I were doing this together, and of course trying to line up the bits. That was a really interesting day. Glad it's over. But yeah, that was all done. And looks incredible. So we wanted a little tea caddy here. This is our little tea caddy. You can use it as a bar, a little bar caddy with the gins and that kind of thing, glasses. And that was from Bar Cabinets Online, I think it's called, but I will link it below. And we just have our little tea set up, and it's just really nice when you're working to have a choice of tea and coffee and cups. The Chase Lounge is from my late in-laws, and it was in their home for many years, and I think my sister-in-law might have had it for years, and we ended up with it, and we never had a spot for it in the house. It was always really cumbersome and took up a lot of room, but we just loved it. We didn't want to get rid of it. We just thought it was beautiful, and we knew exactly where to put it when we came in here. So it fits perfectly. The chair again is another one from the in-laws. And this is kind of our little bit of a wall with our pics, a gallery wall. We've got some more pics, and it's looking, the husband's like, it's looking a bit feminine for a man's cave full room, but I don't think that matters. I think it's kind of gender neutral, don't you think? It's a bit for everyone. It's a very female heavy house here, so I don't think these men mind too much. So the pics were from, again, TK Maxx, because I just think their artwork's always beautiful and reasonably priced, and really nice frames. The gold beveled frames we think look great. TK Maxx again for the fake plant and the gold brush planter. This was a shade I bought for hubby for a birthday present. It's from Queen K, and she's an Australian store that sells beautiful vintage inspired lampshades. I just think this is amazing. She's just beautiful. We bought the base, and of course, because it doesn't come with the base and the globe, you've got to buy that separately. And this was from IKEA, but we just think it looks incredible. She's another talking point here. Now, the old piano was in our house as well. It was taking a lot of room up, and we do have a couple of kids play piano. Eliza did piano for many years, and she did it up till about year 12, but she's really good at playing the piano. It's amazing. I really am in awe of people that can play the piano because it looks so involved. And then Sam plays piano as well. It was my dad's stepmother that owned this, and her parents bought it in like 1924 or something. They still had the receipt. So when my auntie actually worked out to deliver that, because she knew we wanted it because no one else did, but still had the receipt. So it was like, yeah, that was amazing. So it's still been passed down through the family. But it sounds sort of quite ragtimey kind of sound, doesn't it? But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's really nice in here. It's really perfectly. And we've got our giraffe here from, I think that was from Next UK store, that they deliver it to Australia here really fast. We've got our globe here, which we've had since the kids were all little, and another pic from the in-laws' house that nobody else wanted, so we thought we'd give it a bit of love. We've got a little mini bar drinks fridge that I must say is looking like it's going down a lot, but I actually have to say I haven't had anything to drink out of it. I'm not trying not to drink at the moment. I'm not a huge drinker, and I haven't really had anything alcoholic there, but I just like to have it for when friends come over or do a bit of entertaining. It's all pre-mixed because I don't want to there's no water, no running water in here. I don't want to have to be doing dishes and washing, and so I think if it's everything pre-mixed, it's a bit easier. We've got this really cute little kind of buffet, 1960s, 70s, I'd say a bit late 60s, because I remember my mum had one similar to this, and we found this at a bric-a-brac sort of antique store local to us a few years back now, And we had it in the house, and we just thought we'll clean it up and bring it in here and have it as a kind of little bar as well, with some little liqueurs and some glasses that hubby has collected over the years. I think there's one here, World Expo 88. Does anyone else remember going to that? In Queensland, wasn't it? Yeah, so lots of little vintage glasses, and I love these. I have not used them yet, but these were also from Next, and I think I showed you guys these on the channel some time ago, but planning on having a Prosecco with one of those eventually. And the mirror was, this mirror was bought from Tasmania on our honeymoon, from memory, from Hobart. We got it, there was a framing stall from memory. So we bought the frame and, on its own, and then we came home and put the mirror in it, and it's been through, it's this house and the last house we lived in as well. So some favourite liqueurs on here. This would have to be the favourite one from my husband, because it's the Italian liqueur Strega that his dad used to drink occasionally on special occasions. But I really love the tin that it came with, that like a collectible tin. And he's one of those people that has to collect things and doesn't part with them, becomes quite a hoarder in that way. But he's not, well, he is happy because we've got this space, but we've taken his shed. He's actually got a smaller kind of garden shed, man shed now, that's about a quarter the size of what this was when it was his garage. So we have to try and make him happy now, don't we? So yeah, Beefeater's sign, the gin, that was an old one from a bric-a-brac store. So we do like finding these old vintage signs and trays and that kind of thing. The beer tray, the Carlton Draft one, is another relic. Looks like it's from the 70s, I would say. And we've got the same style velvet drapes in here in the rust colour. I really wanted to have this rust with the green because I thought too much, if we have all green, it's too much. And it reminded me, when I put them up, I thought this reminds me of being a child in the early 70s. Mum had that colour curtain and she had a purple lounge suite. And I thought, wow, people just don't do orange and purple anymore, do they? But I'd say bring it back. The 70s were pretty good. And another thing I've always wanted is a velvet couch. And of course, with cats, could never do it because it would just be coated in cat fur. So now that the animals aren't in this studio space, we can have our velvet couch. We've got the cushions here from Next as well, and we thought, yeah, the orange and green combo worked really well. And yeah, just the rest of the furniture, we can see it's being really well used. Coffee table and sideboard was from Temple and Webster, so nothing super expensive. We just try to do it quite, on a reasonable budget. You can see Lily's been doing some crocheting out here. Husband's pride and joy is his huge TV, 85-inch TV, which at the moment we're not getting a look in because the kids have taken it over with the new Switch game that got released. But that's okay. As long as everyone's quiet and happy, I don't mind. Another bargain we got. You can see I just have bargains. I'm a centre for bargains because this table was at Early Settler, and we nearly walked out of there. It was out the front and it had been damaged, and it was on clearance for $199. Down from $1,000, and that was because there's a huge crack going right through the centre of the marble, and we just thought we could somehow we can use it, we can get this fixed up, maybe we could put some resin over it. At the moment it's got tape, but we thought if we have like maybe some gold resin or do something with it for that price, for the frame alone, we could do, yeah, it was a bargain. So it's got a nice gold brushed frame. So that was a really cheap, really heavy, sturdy table that I wasn't going to let go. And the chairs are just from Early Settler as well. So just some nice practical stackable chairs. And pictures on the wall were from our first house as well. So we've tried to repurpose as much as we can to make it just feel like a cozy little spot. So yeah, it is a really lovely space. We're happy that it's all done, and it was exhausting. I don't think I've ever worked so hard in my life as we have in the last 6 months. But doing it all ourselves, we managed to save a lot of money that way, and maybe done something a bit more extravagant than what we would have normally done. And having it separate from the house is also great. It's like having 2 houses in one. But yes, what once was a garage is now an amazing space and incredible sewing room for us. So Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you stayed till the end, that was quite a mammoth tour, but I really wanted to show you all. I've had lots of people reach out and ask when this is going to be happening, and I really wanted to give you an insight into what goes on kind of behind the scenes, what we do for work every day, and just to show you a bit, maybe a bit of inspiration if you're into decorating. I love doing that as well. So thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would love it if you could do that. And if you've enjoyed today as well, a thumbs up does help other people like you find the channel. Take care. We'll see you all shortly. Bye for now.